Whenever anyone hears the word Schools Without Borders, they think we build schools. But actually, what we believe in is building partnerships.
Schools Without Borders is about connecting people and providing them the ability to improve, engage, and share and grow.
Schools Without Borders encourages young people to build their own communities and the communities that they want to live in.
We're just trying to support young people to be able to benefit their community in the way that they see fit because they are coming out of these communities.
And that's what's so interesting about our work. It's not about us delivering programming in the communities. Schools Without Borders is really there to support the young leaders that are already doing the work and have been for their entire life.
We're helping these young leaders make their programming much more effective. We're helping them to communicate their vision more succinctly. We're helping them to learn how to manage projects better, write grants, manage budgets, all of these sorts of things.
Our work is not in building infrastructure or running programs or parachuting in a certain idea or concept. We're actually really about identifying who's doing what work effectively and then finding ways to support that work.
A divine force my mind from dementia, so I can salvage the souls of the young, dying of the living and the demons in the souls of those whose role is to...
The international component to Schools Without Borders has been everything, just to be blunt. The kind of innovation that we've been able to bring into Toronto and the programs that we run here is a direct response to our experiences in Brazil and in Kenya and in Cuba and everywhere else we've been in the world.
I just think traveling completely expands your perspective. Just to see something different and to have an experience that is just a personal experience before anything else. And then they were able to connect with people who are doing similar work in different places. It's a real experience and it's a life-changing experience.
When you take dedicated young leaders and you connect them to their counterparts halfway around the world, something magical happens. They learn and then they bring that magic back and it spreads into their communities. Traveling allows that to happen.
And even though it seems like a small thing, sending a young person on an international exchange is actually really powerful. They get to connect with young people halfway around the world who are doing amazing, creative, innovative, dynamic programs with tiny little resources and very little support, but they're still able to do them. So when a young person from Toronto gets to see that in an international context and they come back to their community, their sense of what is possible changes quite substantially.
The stuff you see and the experiences you go through, it's life-changing. It's life-changing because the stuff we take for granted and the stuff we argue about and bicker about, you should see what they're dealing with over here. 100 times less opportunity than we have, but 100 times more effective.
Your mind is blown in terms of what community development looks like and what an organizational capacity is. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life.
It really and truly does become this eye-opening, liberating, and critical thinking process in which they experience this trip for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, whatever it happens to be, and they think about, wow, this is different. But more importantly, it's the same.
If you're able to understand and know that there's someone else in Brazil, or there's a whole group in Kenya, or there's people in Korea that are working on the same thing that you're working on, I mean, that's a reason for excitement and that's a reason to stay committed to this work. Sometimes you need to go away or you need to have an international experience to then have a better impact at home in Toronto.
I tell them if they plant the seeds, they'll see the trees. And everything I see, you was a part of me. Say yes, say yes, say yes.
Put some faith in me.
Say yes, say yes.
It's so much bigger than just going on a trip. You know, these things will forever change our lives, will forever be in us. You know? Yeah, it's like out of this world.